If you can take away anything from this video, take away this: learn how to drive. All right, we need to talk about this passport bro situation because this is not a love story. This is Netflix true crime series waiting to happen. According to the story, this girl from Thailand thought that she's signing up for a fairy tale, but ended up locked in abroad. Let's break this down because some of you guys are romanticizing control and it's getting weird. This story does end in somewhat happy ending. It's not the fairy tale happy ending, but a kind of happy ending. I'm going to go ahead and react to this TikTok story about a Thai woman who married, quote unquote, a passport bro. Let's get into it.
Passport bros are in my comments saying they don't feel bad for Thai women being abused by their new husbands because they knew exactly what they signed up for. So I'm going to tell you this.
No, they don't. They don't know what exactly they signed up for. A lot of women in foreign country are not raised with the understanding people in here are raised with. For example, transportation, culture. Maybe these women are aware of the financial differences that the man is making so much more money than you could possibly make out here. That doesn't mean that what you are going to do in return. Till what extent? For instance, growing up in a country like India, Thailand, where transportation is very easily available, stuff like buses, trains, it's not necessary one to know how to drive. That is one of the many examples I have personally experienced. I was stuck when I first moved in and my timing was so wrong. That was during peak COVID lockdown. I learned it hard way that I needed to go ahead and learn how to drive and get myself a driver's license. Let's learn more about this story.
So I'm going to tell you the story of a Thai woman I know who married one of these guys and what happened to her. So she met this passport bro on Tinder. He asked her out. She didn't speak any English and he didn't speak any Thai, but they used Google Translate and she thought he was cute.
Wait, language barrier. I lived in Thailand for a very long time. It is hard to communicate, which is why in one of my videos I did mention learning Thai, right? Because English is not one of the dominant languages, unlike in India, which is one of the foreign countries as well. So yes, you can speak to your spouse. What are you doing? Listen, communication is already hard, even when two parties speaking the same language. Now imagine trying to argue through Google Translation. That has always been and always is a big no for me. It's cute. No, it's not.
Cute. She was like, yeah, I'll go out with you. So they go out on a date. He thinks she's pretty. She thinks he's cute. He wines and dines her. He goes all out, takes her on a bunch of dates. He tells her sweet stuff like he'll always take care of her. She never has to worry about anything again for the rest of her life. He's 17 years older. She calls him an uncle, but a cute uncle.
So sounds about right. They will show you the moon. They will show you the stars before they actually trap you. Not all the passport bros, but there are some out there 17 years older. I know I did mention about the fact that women do gravitate towards older men. Uncle, are you serious with me? Let me throw some numbers. If she is 17, he is 34. And if she is 34, he is 51. This is generational difference.
So eventually, after 6 months, he asked her to marry him and move back to the US with him.
And of course, you dated only for 6 months. I don't dodge about short period of dating. In fact, I do support. But you want to know about this person, you shouldn't even waste too much of time. I don't mind that.
So they have some discussions about what that will look like because she's like, I worry about my parents. They're very poor. I help support them with money. He's like, I got you. I'll send them this amount per month. She's like, what will we do when we get to the US? He's like, I have a house. You can stay there. I just want you to take care of the house. I'll make all the money. You don't have to worry about anything.
Sounds promising. You want to help out her family. It's very nice. You have a home. She don't have to work, or she can be that high value woman for you. That's nice too.
She says, okay, they get married in Phuket, and eventually after her green card clears, they move to the US. Once she gets to the US, everything changed. She arrives there and her husband starts working long hours every single day. He's gone from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and when he gets home, he doesn't want to do anything because he says he's tired. Also, she can't drive because she doesn't have a driver's license, so she can't leave the house by herself.
Okay, driving, a big thing in the States. If you can take away anything from this video, take away this: learn how to drive. If you are a passport bro watching this video, tell your girlfriend. And if you are the foreign woman who is in relationship with a passport bro, anything you can take away from this video, this is it: learn how to drive. This is again for somebody who is planning to come over to America and can't speak about any other country, which I don't have first-hand experience of. You can drive, you can get out. As simple as that. Unless it is New York. I'm going by majority of the states in the United States. You have to have a car to even go to the store, to the park.
When she asked him about getting a driver's license, he's like, nah, I'm not gonna let you do that. He claimed it was too dangerous.
It is too dangerous. Unknowingly, what are you getting your stuff into? It is too dangerous to come over to the States. Do your research. Learn more about him. If you can't afford a visit to the States, have him introduced to his family. Run a thorough research about everything regarding this person. It is too dangerous until you know how to do it.
It's too dangerous. But the one thing he does do is put her in English courses so he can understand her better.
Of course, English courses. I saw that coming. You gotta speak to your spouse. You need to understand what the spouse is saying.
Fortunately, because she can't leave the house, she has no friends in the USA. Her husband's gone all day. She gets severely depressed, and it is incredibly hard for her to focus on learning English.
Anybody will be depressed in this situation. She can't get out. She can't make friends. And let's add some more stuff, which I personally experienced, but not the ones that mentioned in the story, which is you do miss your family. You miss everything. Definitely language. Although I can speak English, you do miss speaking in your native language. And then you're battling with this whole new culture. What to say, how to say, what is appropriate, what is not appropriate, all that plays a role. Yes, it will take time for you to learn. And then the person you thought who's going to be the savior, the love of your life, is treating you horribly.
Her husband watches her fall into this depression but does not care at all. He doesn't change his work schedule. He doesn't try to facilitate her making new Thai friends. He doesn't help with anything.
That's ridiculous. You marrying this person, you need to take an additional effort to help her out, mellow down, settle in your community, in your culture. This is classic isolation tactic.
He just expects all the house chores get done. Next, when it comes to money, she asks, hey, can I have some money? And he says, for what? He won't give her anything. He's like, you don't need to leave the house. Why would you need money? He's like, I'll just pay for you every time we leave the house together. And then if he ever comes home and find that something isn't clean or his clothes aren't folded like he asked, he goes into a fit of rage and she is scared of him.
Yep, she's your maid, not your wife, not your partner, none of that. She's your maid. You paid all that money for her visa, ticket, supporting her family. You gotta get the worth of the money that you're putting in. Going in the right track, Mr. Passport Bro. He doesn't give money. I kind of guessed that part already. Let me tell you something. If you have to ask permission to access the money, of course, quote unquote, our money because we are married in your own household because, again, you are the wife, right? That's not marriage. That is employer-employee situation. And then he asked her for what? Sir, for breathing, for existing, for surviving, or for just being stuck in this nightmare that you created. Oh my goodness, control to its peak. Now, I don't know if she already shared with a friend whether physical abusiveness was existing or not. But if I have to guess, I wouldn't be surprised about that either. Let's learn more about the story.
He also goes back on sending her parents money and refuses to. Luckily, she eventually gets a job and they eventually have kids together, but she has to get a job now, take care of the kids and take care of the house, and he doesn't help her a single bit. He literally tells her, I pay the rent, so why should I have to do anything around the house?
Oh, now he don't want to send money to his parents. The very agreement they agreed on. You don't help her financially with anything. In fact, you also want her to take care of the house. Of course, quote unquote, she's a maid.
Eventually, she wants to leave, but she can't find her passport, finds out her husband locked it in the safe. But even if she wanted to go home, she wouldn't have the funds or the credit card or anything.
Not the passport. Oh my goodness. Now this is where it gets really scary. You can technically do anything to this woman. That's human trafficking. This, my friend, is not love. If you ever find yourself in a situation where somebody is hiding your documents, like passport, forget love, forget loyalty, your safety is at risk. First, he not only just made her be dependent on him, he in fact took away her ability to leave. Now she's trapped. Of course, this is page 1 of How to Control Your Wife handbook. Watch out, ladies, because you're thinking that you're marrying for stability, but then again, you don't know you're actually getting yourself into a jail sentence with no parole. Again, not all passport bros are same, but it's sad to learn there are some like this exist out there. Wow. Oh my God. Hey guys, I am Marina Ron. If you're enjoying the video so far, hit a thumbs up. For those of you new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell icon so that you don't miss out on my latest videos.
She told me if she knew that's what was going to happen when she got to the USA, that she would be so powerless and couldn't even leave her house, she never would have married a passport bro. So I don't want to hear that they know exactly what they're getting into because you guys lie. The good news is eventually that guy did let her get a driver's license. Eventually we got to be friends. Eventually she started working at a Thai restaurant and got to make more Thai friends, and things turned out okay because eventually he died.
He dies, and that's the happy ending. Not exactly happy. This story, the hero or the romantic guy, that Ken, has to die in order for this story to be a quote-unquote happy ending. Ain't that some, I don't know what to say. So she didn't get a divorce, she got a funeral after being so much traumatized. Share this video with my ladies who are in relationship with passport bro so that they can learn the red flags to watch out for.
But that entire marriage, she told me he just treated her exactly like a servant. So for the Thai ladies, if you're thinking of marrying a passport bro, this is what I'd like to ask you. Are you comfortable with this man being in control of every asset of your life? Because he will be over there. If you think there's even a remote chance he could act like that, please don't move to the USA with him. Stay in Thailand. Just please make sure you marry someone kind, okay?
The extreme of an individual being so much control freak, dangerous, is hard to predict when you are into that lovey-dovey phase. Now again, like I mentioned, not all passport bros are same, but let's be real. These stories are happening way too often for y'all to pretend it's not a pattern. And this is not the only story I came across. There are a few more. And my ladies, if a man wants to whisk you away to a different country, ask questions. Whether he's promising you a better life, and if better for whom? Because if his idea of taking care of you is controlling you, baby, that's not husband, that's a warden. Oh my goodness, I can go on and on, but I'm gonna cut this video right here. Let's continue in the comments below. Am I really tripping, or is this bigger issue than people admitting? Until next time, thank you.